Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or should I say buenos dias, buenas tardes, and buenas noches, because this is me time, and it's Adrienne Marks, the me time host, and it's coming to you from Spain. And I don't know where you are in the world or what's going on with you in the world, but we've just been talking, the lovely Marina Nani and I, and we've been talking about what's right for you, how you feel in your heart, and what's important to you. And for me, it's about where I am at the moment, something I always wanted to do. I wanted to come and live in and have some warm weather. And I was just saying to Marina, I have to remind myself that it is mid-November. Because I come from London, and I know from what people tell me that it's cold there. And the warmth of the day means that I can relax. I can sit in my lovely office upstairs, and I can sit there and I can work away, and I can look out and see blue sky, and I can look out and see the light. And for me, that's very, very important. So I'm taking me time, and I'm not listening to what other people want of me. I'm just doing my own thing. And that's really what I want to talk to you about tonight, because it's not easy to get out of step with the world. You know, especially, you know, maybe I'm lucky. I don't know if you want to say I'm lucky. You know, no family, no children, nobody saying you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm a free agent, a free spirit. But you might have dreams and desires in your heart, but you might be in a relationship, you might be in a work relationship, you might feel that, you know, as somebody said to me recently, oh, it's all right for you. And it's not all right for me. I made the decision, and it's not that easy. I don't speak the language. I speak a few words, but you know, you do what you have to do to make your dreams come true. And that's the thing. And I think there are too many people out there, too many people, too many of you who will settle for less because it's, quotes, easier. Yes, I'm living in a lovely place, and yes, the weather has been very, very good the last few days, but it's not perfection. It's wonderful for me, but you know, there is so much more that I can offer you, that I can give you, because having done it, having packed everything up, given everything away, and just moved, you know, I was going to say lock, stock and barrel, but I didn't. I gave lock, stock and the barrels as well. I gave all those away and just moved out here. And people say I'm brave. Some people say I'm foolhardy, maybe. But you know what? You get to a certain age and you think, if not now, when? And if you're tied with family commitments, work commitments, it might not be so easy for you. And so there might be this struggle inside that says, I don't deserve to have what I want. And that's what it comes down to, whether you believe that you deserve it. I didn't believe that I deserved it for a very long time, and I put up with all sorts of stuff. But it takes a situation, you know, what do they say, the straw that broke the camel's back, that suddenly you go, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I need something for me. You know, we're rapidly coming to the end of the year, and you know, this is the time of year where people start looking back and going, what did I achieve this year? What have I done? What am I going to do next year? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? What am I going to do? And the thing is that you have to really look inside your heart and say, do you want another year like this? Do you want to be at everybody's beck and call? Maybe you enjoy it. Or maybe you'd like some me time. Maybe you'd like some time for yourself. Maybe you'd like to do some stuff on your own. You know, there is an awesome hotel just literally about 3 minutes down the road from me, called the Thalassia Hotel. And where I am, there is this amazing natural lagoon which has minerals and salts, and it's just so good for you. And in the new year, I want to organise a retreat weekends so that people can come, and I will get you, and I will come pick you up at the airport, and you can come and have some me time. You can come and, you know, bathe in the waters. The hotel is, I think it's a 4 or 5 star hotel. It's a beautiful hotel, and it's got the most amazing sort of, it's got pools, and it has massage and seaweed, and it has water from this lagoon that is piped through, but it's very clean. And they do mud baths, and they do all sorts of amazing things. And how wonderful to be able to do that. Just to give yourself the gift, if you like. You know, it's coming up to Christmas, and you're probably, you know, starting to run around getting presents for other people, and maybe you're going to be cooking, and you're going to have like 25 people for Christmas Day, and it's going to be a real sort of, oh my God, how manic is it going to be for you? And you're going to be exhausted. Well, how lovely at the end of that, when it comes to the new year, maybe mid-January, and you come out here to me, and you come out for a weekend, come out Friday, and, you know, you will have a beautiful dinner, and we'll go to a lovely restaurant. And then on Saturday, you can spend all day at the, you know, in the pools, and you can really relax and soak up some really amazing sort of good feelings. Start making it, you know, a good start to your year, really good start to your year. And then Sunday maybe, and then dinner on Saturday night, and then Sunday morning breakfast, and we can go off and we can visit a few places, the beaches, which are so beautiful here. And of course, this time of the year, very quiet, which is absolutely amazing. They are so beautiful. And then fly home Sunday afternoon, or maybe stay on Sunday night and fly home on Monday. And I'm just putting that out there as a thought for you to sort of hold on to while you're, you know, running around if you're in London, and, you know, in Oxford Street, you know, fighting the madness that probably is going on there at the moment, getting presents for people, and starting to plan. And it's like, and then when the day arrives, you know, arguments and fights, and, you know, oh, I didn't want this, and, you know, and you end up in the kitchen all day because, you know, nobody's helping you. That's not a way to live. I don't know, maybe you're going to have a great Christmas, and everything's wonderful in your life, but maybe it's not. And the thing is that even if it is wonderful, don't you just deserve a little me time? Don't you deserve a little break to sort of come away and just, you know, oh my God, people say, wow, what are you doing? And, oh, you know, I'm just, you know, middle of January, I'm just going off to see Adrienne Marks for a couple of days, and I'm going to go and stay at a lovely hotel and have some nice food and just chill out for 48 hours and just have some me time. How wonderful. What's wrong with that? And, you know, it can be something that's a standalone thing. We can do some coaching if you want, or not. It's entirely up to you. I don't mind. But all I'm saying is start thinking about what you want to do in the new year. Start thinking about how your year, 2017, it's another year. Oh my God, you know, I can remember when it was like you know, when it was the millennium. Oh my God, how exciting was that? And we're now up to 2017. Where does the time go? 1 minute it's Christmas, the next minute it's summer, and then it's Christmas again. And as you get older, time just flies. It really does. And that's why you have to grab life with both hands and do what is in your heart. You know, what makes your heart sing. You know, for me, it's being in this amazing climate, walking around as I did today, going, you know, oh, it's a bit chilly this morning when it's like sort of 14 degrees. And I'm like, you know, seriously, blue sky. It was awesome. Went to the market, came back, you know, and as I'm coming back, it's getting warm. It's starting to get warm. It's like 12 o'clock by then, and it's starting to get warm. And I'm walking along the street, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm a bit warm now. So I take off my cardigan, and I'm walking along, and I get in. I put all my stuff away, and I think, oh, I'll have some lunch on the porch, out in the sunshine. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. I go upstairs and I change and I put a sundress on. It's the middle of November. For me, this is like excitement personified. And so this is what I'm trying to say to you. This might not be your thing. I have a really good friend of mine who can't bear the heat. She hates it. And this would not be her ideal of nirvana at all. But what is your idea of perfection, of life? What do you want? What is in your heart? What did you want to do when you were 16 and never got to do? When you were 20? When you were 30? What did you want to do? And what's stopping you now? Because that's the thing, isn't it? That one day we wake up and it's too late. One day you'll wake up and it's too late, and it's just, you know, we only regret things in life we don't do. And so you have to do something. Write it down, and if you haven't got time to write it down, just before you go to sleep at night, just think to yourself, what do I want to do? And maybe while you're asleep, it will come to you. What really do you want to do? Do you want to just give up your job and go traveling around the world? And why not? You know, sometimes people say, oh, I'll do it when I retire. Well, sometimes, unfortunately, it's because something might happen. I'll tell you a little story. Many years ago, many years ago, way back into the distance of time, I was going to be married, and I was engaged. And I went with my then fiance to, we went and we found this lovely hall, and we looked at this hall, and it was really exciting. And then we went to visit my aunt, and my mother was there, my grandmother was there, and there was a whole load of relations there. And we came in all full of excitement and said, we've just booked the hall for the wedding, and it's going to be September the 9th next year. And one of my aunts turned round and said, we won't be going because we won't be there because it's our 40th, something, it wasn't, I can't remember. It's our something wedding anniversary, and we're going on a cruise. And my uncle, her husband, turned around and said, well, do you know what? Our anniversary is, I don't know, the 3rd of September. We can go on that, and we can be back in time for the wedding. And he said to me, don't worry about it. And you know what was really sad? Was in the January, my uncle had a heart attack and died. And my aunt never went on her cruise. And my grandmother, who could be very cruel sometimes, but very, very outspoken, said, and this was, she was talking about a son. She was talking about a son of hers. And she said, I think it's because, and she mentioned my aunt's name, and she said, I think because of what she said about not going to the wedding. And I was like, that's so mean. It was such a horrible thing to say. But it just shows you, I mean, this was so long ago, and we were all devastated because he was a lovely man. And he was young. I don't know how old he was, but you know, he was a young man. He wasn't an old man. And he just died of a heart attack. And so you can't say, let's plan for next year. Let's plan for when we retire. If you're retiring in next year, if you're retiring in 10 years' time, you've got to do stuff now. Because if you don't, it might be too late. And that's cruel, but that's life, you know, life does stuff like that, you know. Stuff happens. And it is very, very sad when stuff like that happens. And of course, my aunt did come to my wedding. Begrudgingly, I think. And I felt very sorry for her because she didn't expect to be there. She expected to be on her cruise, on her anniversary cruise, and she didn't get her anniversary cruise. And that's really sad. So what I want you to do is to really think about what you want to do and do it now. Don't wait till you retire. Don't wait till the children are grown up. Don't wait till the grandchildren are grown up. Don't wait till your parents grow up. Do it now. And don't say, oh, Adrienne, how can I? You can. You really can. And what I want you to do is I want you to take a pen or a pencil and a bit of paper, and I want you to write down www.adriennemarks.com/contact-us. And I want you to contact me, and I want you to email me, and I want you to tell me what you want, whether it's the retreat in January, whether it's you want to take singing lessons, whether you want to fly a kite. I don't know what you want to do, but I want to help you because that's what I'm here for. That's the reason I'm here, because I've done it. I'm 68 years old and wasted so much of my life because I believed that, oh, you know, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. And when tomorrow came, something else popped up and I still didn't do it. And that's why, in the end, I had to say, enough is enough. I got to do this thing. And so I packed up lock, stock and barrel. And I came out to this awesome place where I can't speak the language, where I've made a few friends. I've already made some friends because that's what you do. You talk to people and you change your life because no one can change it except you. I remember many, many, many years ago when I first started on this path that we call our journey and reading a book by the awesome, amazing Louise Hay, and her saying that, you know, you can't change other people, you can only change yourself. And you change your perception of what life is. If you tell yourself that you're ugly and fat, guess what? You'll be ugly and fat. If you tell yourself that you're beautiful and slim, you'll be beautiful and slim. If you tell yourself that you're healthy and energetic and loved, you will be healthy and energetic and loved. And if you say, you know, I've got a wonderful career, you'll have a wonderful career. But you can't just say it once. You can't just look in the mirror once and say it. You've got to say it every bloody day. You've got to be so passionate about it. You've got to do it all the time. You've got to feel it in your heart, not in your head. Forget the head. It's in the heart that it's got to be. It's got to be there. Because if it's not in your heart, then it won't happen. You know, people say, oh, you can do, oh, you do it. Oh, you know, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do this? But it's not them. It's not their life. There's a song, and I don't know all the words to it, but it starts off, it's my life. And that's the thing. It's my life. And you have to remember that it's your life. It's nobody else's life. You know, this isn't just a a program. This is your life we're talking about here. You know, I don't know how old you are. You might be 30, you might be 40, you might be 90. I really don't know. But what I do know is that if you're listening to me right now, there is something going on with you that you want some help with, that you want somebody to hold your hand. And that somebody is me. Because I'm not reading it from a book, I'm not giving it to you from something I learned. You know, what do they say, the school of hard knocks? You know, that's me. I've had to fight for every single thing I wanted. Every single thing. I've never had lots of money, but I've had times in my life where things have been so wonderful. And they are becoming more and more and more wonderful. Why? Because I believe in myself. I believe that everybody has the right to be free, to be joyous. Life wasn't meant to be a struggle. Life was meant to be joyous and loved and fun. It's not meant to be, you know, making ends meet, having more month at the end of the money, having, you know, bad relationships, having fights with people, children and spouses and partners and bosses and, you know, transport and all the rest of it. Stress is a killer. Stress brings on all sorts of things, cancer, in fact. You know, and if you're thinking that, oh yeah, she really doesn't know what she's talking about. Yeah, trust me, I do know what I'm talking about. Being healthy, it's not just healthy in what you're eating, but it's healthy in your mind. It's getting rid of the crap, getting rid of the rubbish and saying, do you know what? Today is a beautiful day. Today is a wonderful day. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. And I'm going to change it. And the only way you can change it is by changing your thinking, changing who you are, changing your perception. If you think you've got a crap boss, you know what? Your boss will be horrible to you. But if you think to yourself, you know, my boss is really good, I tell you what, you know, your boss will be wonderful. But it won't happen overnight. You have to work at these things. You have to put out there what you want back, because it's all about vibration. I don't know if you've heard this before, but you know, we all work on vibration, and when you're miserable and down and unhappy, you're at a very, very low vibration. And so you attract all that rubbish that's on a low vibration. But if you're on a high vibration, if you've got energy, if you've got excitement and enthusiasm and love for the world, not just for your family, not just for your partner and your children and your friends, but for the world. If you appreciate everything, you know, wake up and smell the coffee, wake up and smell the roses, you know, enjoy the journey. Because that's what it's about. 90% of our lives is the journey. It's not the destination, it's the journey. It's looking around you and going, oh my God, this is lovely. Oh my God, you know, look at me, you know, it's mid-November and I was wearing a sundress today. You know, whatever you're doing, appreciate everything. Really be grateful when you express gratitude. And I don't mean just saying thank you to somebody when they do something. I mean, really, you know, go over in your mind every evening, every night before you go to sleep. Try and think of at least 5 things that you can be grateful for, whether it's the sunshine, whether it was a nice meal that somebody cooked for you, or a glass of wine, or somebody smiling at you, whatever it was. Just be grateful for these little things. And when you wake up in the morning, you know, it's like, be grateful that you're awake, be grateful that you're alive, be grateful that you're in a relationship, be grateful that you've got somebody who cares about you, be grateful that you've got children or grandchildren or parents and a phenomenal job, or even a rubbish job, but at least you've got a job and you've got a roof over your head and food on the table. It's being grateful for all sorts of things, little things, not just the big stuff, but little things, you know. having people care about you. That's probably one of the most important things in the world. When somebody says, I care. I spoke to a friend last night who's in America, in Florida, in fact, and I've known this person for more years than I care to remember. And we met a very, very long time. Maybe some of you weren't even born when I met him in New York. And we had quite a thing going. It was wonderful. And then we lost touch for a very long time. He got married, I got married, you know, and lives changed. And then there was Facebook. And I found him 2 years ago on Facebook. And we've reconnected. And I've been to see him. And we're very, very good friends now. And it's lovely, absolutely wonderful. And we were talking last night on Skype, and it was just so exciting, you know. Oh my God, you know, wonders of modern technology. And we talked, and it was just so lovely. And it's like this easy thing, and it's just great. And he's going to come out and see me in April, which is great, which is fantastic. And he said, try and think of things that you might need. He said, I know it's quite a while, but if you start making a list of things that I could bring out with me, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, and I'm like, but it's April, it's like, you know, it's now November, you know, the sort of things I want now, I'm not going to need in April, but, you know, but it was just so lovely because he cares about me. And people, I'm sure, care about you too. You know, a lot of people here are retired. A lot are in relationships, marriages, long-term, you know, long-term relationships. And it's so nice to see. It's lovely, you know, what a lovely life. Two months at home, 2 months here. And you can do that. You can, you know, if you're in a long-term relationship and you're bogged down with the day-to-day rubbish of living, step back and just appreciate that person for who they are. Just what you've been through together, all those memories. You know, how long have you been married? 30 years, 40 years? You know, and they probably frustrate the life out of you, but you probably frustrate the life out of them too. But just think of all the memories that you've made together. How wonderful, having children together and, you know, making a life, a home, you know, holidays and birthdays and high days and festivals and, you know, just the day-to-day rubbish of living, coming home, making a meal, you know, going shopping on Saturday for Christmas presents for the kids, or just shopping, you know, food shopping, whatever you have to do. Just appreciate the being with somebody. You know, that this person, you know, didn't always have a, you know, a fat tummy or a, you know, you remember when you married him or her, you know, what they look like, how much in love you were. They're still the same person. It's just that sometimes life knocks us about and we become something else. But underneath that, you know, there's still that person that was, you know, when you got married at 23 or however old you were, when you had your first child, when, you know, there's still that person underneath that fun, loving, caring, awesome person. And, you know, maybe you've got a few grey hairs and maybe you're not as slim and as lithe and energetic as you were, but you're still the same person underneath. How many times have you heard somebody say, you know, I might be whatever age, but inside I'm still 16. I feel like that most of the time. You know, I look in the mirror and I go, you know, with the grey hair and the, you know, a few wrinkles and the body's not as lovely as it used to be. But, you know, hey, inside I'm still the girl I was when I was 22. But I tell you what, what I actually do believe is that I'm better now than I was when I was 22, because I know so much more. And because I'm happier with who I am. If you could remember yourself at that age and you were disgruntled and unhappy, and or maybe you weren't, maybe you had a great sort of teen and 20s time. And maybe you'd like to be back there. And but maybe inside there's still that person who wants to be fun, who wants to be, and why shouldn't you dance? Why shouldn't you? You know, enjoy yourself. Because life is too short not to do what makes your heart sing. You need to be aware of really who you are and who your spouse is. And it's perception. I keep saying that. But they're just the same person. It's how you see them. It's not the situation, it's how you see it. We all have our own views on things. You know what they say, there's three sides to every story: his, hers, and the middle, and the right one. Because nobody ever agrees on what the situation is, especially when you're rowing. But rows are so silly, aren't they? They're just disagreements about, no, I thought, no. And life's too short. Life's too short to be arguing with people that you care about, because who knows what will happen tomorrow. You want to tell that person that you're so close to that you love them. Tell your children you love them. Tell your parents you love them. You know, if you're thinking about a friend, pick up the phone and say, I love you. I miss you. What are you doing? Let's meet up and, I don't know, go for a drink and go for a coffee, go for some chocolate cake, whatever. Just something that's fun, because life's too short not to do what makes your heart sing. And the most important thing is the people in your life. And not as Mae West said, the life in my men. I really do want you to contact me. If you're interested in the retreat, that would be awesome. Or if you're interested in just talking to me and saying, hello, how are you? What's it like in Spain? What's the weather like? Can I come visit? And I say, yeah, come visit. I don't mind. I got a spare bedroom. Come and see me. My heart is overflowing with love for you, and I don't know you. And that's why your heart should be overflowing with love for the people that you do know. Go hug your spouse, really freak them out. Go and do it, you know, and just laugh and say to them, you know what? Life is too short not for us to do what makes our heart sing. Let's do something exciting. Let's just sit and hold hands. Let's go out for dinner. Let's have a date night tonight. Let's do something that makes our hearts sing, because that's what life is all about. I'm going to give you my details again, and I want you to write them down. Maybe you missed them the last time. It's www.adriennemarks.com/contact-us. And tell me what makes your heart sing. Tell me that you want to come out and see me in January for this retreat weekend. And if you tell me, I'll arrange it for you, I promise. Best deals, wonderful time. It'll be great. And if you don't want to, that's okay. If you just want to talk to me, that's great. If you're going through some stuff and you want some help with it, I'm here. Here's my hand. My hand is waiting for you. My heart's waiting for you too. And I just want to say that I love you. And I'm so happy that you're listening to me. And I want you to know that life is too short not to do what makes your heart sing. So please, please, please make your heart sing and give out love, because the more you give out, the more you'll get back. This is Adrienne Marks signing off from Spain. Hasta la vista, baby. I hope to speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.